And we back right now with put your hands on the car. And like you said, when the man tell you to put your hands on the car,
Right.
just put your hands on the car
Right.
and go from there. I have a little something to say. A lot of times we get pulled over. Now, sometimes we can go through that stop sign without making a complete stop. I have done that myself. You know, they said, well, you from New Jersey, you do that in New Jersey, here you stop. And I never knew that you had to stop at the fat line, the white line, and not go all the way up to the stop sign. And I always say, well, I can't see what's coming. But if you go past that, you have ran the stop sign, am I correct?
That's the stop line,
Yes, they got a stop line. And I learned that after my last going through, you know, and he was reasonable, but if I had been like I was back in the day with no sense, and said to him, well, why are you stopping? What you need my license? What did I do? The man said, let me have your driver's registration. That's what we have to do now. We have to hand that to him. But we put up a big argument, and it seemed like, you know, if you would have had an humble attitude, he might not wasn't going to give you a ticket, probably was going to give you a warning.
Yes.
But because you questioned him and didn't, like you say, though, you put your hands up, because you give him that problem, he says, well, you know, I'm going to write this guy a ticket now. He's disrespectful or whatever. What do you say about that?
Listen, a part of the Citizens Academy is going to be just that, citizen interaction with law enforcement. We're gonna instruct as best we can, instruct our community how they should deal with law enforcement when they come in contact with them. Because, listen, a few years ago, one of our deputies, Deputy Lester, it made national news. He could have lost his life. He asked the person that he stopped on a moped, put your hands on the car. What? And he's turning around. Next thing you know, he punches the officer, knocks him to the ground. We're thankful that Deputy Lester didn't get knocked out. He was able to draw his gun because guess what? As soon as this guy punched him, the guy drew his gun and shot him. But he was able to return fire, shoot the guy back, and he runs. And so the community has to understand that they have to comply with law enforcement because it's not safe. Because we don't know if we're going to deal with that same guy when we make that traffic stop. You don't know as a citizen if you're going to deal with that 2% or 5% of law enforcement that is just no good and don't mean you any good. So the best thing for everybody is to comply. But let me say this. I'd say if not almost, it's not 100%, but 90+% of the high profile incidents that we've seen on the news that they play over and over again where the officer's action is questioned. Should he have shot the guy? Should he have done this or that? In over 90% of those cases, there's one common denominator, is what? They didn't comply. Now, here's the deal. Just because you don't comply, just because you did, if a citizen does what you did and just challenge him verbally, does that mean it gives me the authority to shoot you or to club you on top of the head? No, but it does give me the ability to use whatever force necessary to make sure that you do comply. So the bottom line is, when you comply in most cases, and we've seen cases where it had nothing to do with compliance, but in most cases, if you comply, you're going to get away with, at maximum, maybe a ticket.
Right. Now, I think about law enforcement as a pastor. 90% when people call me, it's a problem. Police don't show up to it because it's a birthday party or just because somebody's baby has been, baby shower. Police officers respond to problems. So you spend years of dealing with problems. And so citizens have to understand the problems that you guys deal with, just like a pastor. People have no clue how much problems you're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. I mean, stuff you're seeing. I remember you telling me about people getting, committing suicide, and you have to walk on the scene.
Yes.
That's a lot of, stress in your mind, so at least work with the guy that's dealing with problems, because he may have a bad day. He's human.
Absolutely.
Gifford Citizens Academy, come on, Lieutenant Young, tell me who can participate, how much it's going to cost, where it's going to be, when it's going to be, and how you can get involved.
Very well. First of all, you have to be at least 18 years or older to participate. It's free. The only thing it'll cost you is participation. You just have to show up. There's going to be 10 weeks of lessons. It will occur on every Tuesday at 6 o'clock from 6 to 8 p.m. And it will be held at the Gifford Youth Achievement Center. And we want to say thank you to the Gifford Youth Achievement Center and specifically Freddie Woolfork for hosting. So the Gifford Youth Achievement Center will be hosting this actual academy, and Freddie Woolfork will be our contact person. So you can reach him, just go onto the gyac.net and you can find the contact information there.
What is the mission of this Citizens Academy? I don't know if you had mentioned it or not, but what is the mission for this?
Our mission is so that we can help the general public have a better understanding of what law enforcement what they have to go through, the decisions that they have to make, split-second decisions, and we're going to show them through video, through lecture, why we do what we do, and so hopefully it will help the community work closer with us with that understanding. Because here's the thing, within the black community, it's unfortunate that most of the shootings that we've had, now we had an uproar because of one of the shootings that recently occurred with our SWAT team, and we're happy that they were exonerated. But most of the shootings that happen in Gifford is black on black. A young black male shooting another young black male, and there's no uproar about it. And the worst part about it is when there are innocent victims involved, people don't want to talk. And so we want to try to help our community. And I know of a specific case, John, where a young man was killed. We knew the family, and now it's a cold case. Why is it a cold case? Because nobody wanted to say a word. The incident happened right there at Winston's, 31st and 45th Street. 50 people there, saw what happened. Nobody wants to talk. And so it's a cold case. This kid had, this young man had a daughter, same age as my daughter, had a mother, and family members that would love to resolve that case. So we hope that with this partnership with the community, because they wanted it also, that will help to gain some cooperation to help these victims of crimes have some resolution.
You know, it's amazing, people that we live around all our life, they see something happen to someone, they won't say nothing. But they want everybody to say something when something happens to someone that they know. I
Yes.
can't figure that out.
Yes.
You know, it's not the way we do things. Lives have been taken and people have been shot. And just for instance, if I live with you two guys all my life, now something happens to him, I know what happened. They worry about being a snitch, but when something happened, now I want y'all to say who did it.
Mm-hmm.
I get to say response back.
Well, I was in Fort Pierce, ministering in Fort Pierce for years, and now I'm in Stewart, but I pull up on a crime scene right there in Fort Pierce, broad daylight, guy walks up, they all like them playing dominoes, walks up, blows this young man's brains out right in front of everybody. So they got all the crime tape, I pulls up, everybody pretty much know me. Man, I said, man, you know the players in the streets. I said, hey, bro, come here, what's going on? Man, such and such walked up there, just blowed the guy brain. I said, ain't nobody gonna say nothing, man. No, they ain't gonna shoot me. See, and what happens is that, and I'm not trying to be on the other side of the fence.
You're right.
They don't believe, not you, it's that other officer that have such a tie with the community or with that inner, that black market community. That, hey man, such and such is a snitch. He was down here, dog. He was and so they know there are certain people in the department that's not straight. And that's what brings a lot of fear. Not that if I talk to Officer Young, I know he's cool, but then he got to say he's told.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned that, because the finale of the academy, we're going to have the Treasure Coast Crime Stoppers come and give a presentation. Because that's a legitimate concern. People who give information to law enforcement, they're afraid that if it's told that some harm may come to them. Right. So, but if you call Crime Stoppers, nobody, not even law enforcement, will know, because what they do is just say that you call Crime Stoppers. You call Crime Stoppers and say, hey, look, this guy Liddell Young did it. You know, I know he did it, and he threw the gun over here. There's a number that is associated with that. No name. All right? So that's sent to the sheriff's department. We never know who those people are. Never. And so we're going to try to get that. That's going to be the last message that the community, whoever shows up, will hear that message from Crime Stoppers. Not only are you going to help your community, but you'll get paid. You know, of course, they have rewards if they do convict the person.
Hey, give that date, time, and place again.
Yeah, the date is going to start August 29th at the Gifford Youth Achievement Center, and the times will be 6 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday night for 10 weeks.
Hey, if you want to know what law enforcement's job is and what they expect of you and what you expect of them, you come out on August 29th
Yes.
from 6 to 8. Hey, you have time to register. Just call Freddie Wolford at the Gifford Youth Achievement Center, 794-1005, and set your registration up. Gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much, Lieutenant Young, for
Yes,
coming
sir.
in.
It's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure being with you and Bishop Pope,
Yes, sir.
all the way from Stewart, but born in Gifford.
Yes.
All right.
Brother.
Hey,
Yes.
with that, thank you guys for coming on. And guess what? I'll meet with you again next week, same time, same station.